This is part 2 of an advanced English class. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, be sure to check it out here on the Deliberate English YouTube channel. Ready for topic number 2?
Yes.
So, going back to some of the things that you wrote, I want you to just read this sentence out loud for me, pronouncing it as best as you can, and then we're going to look at some specific sounds that we can improve, okay?
Today I wanted to share something that I've been experiencing the past few years.
All right, very good. So the first sound I want to focus on here is this ED sound, okay? So whenever you have an ED that comes after a T like this, you want to make sure that there's this little I sound before the D. It's the same I that you see in this word. Can you pronounce that word?
Eat.
It.
It.
Yeah.
Eat. It.
Yeah. So it versus eat, right? Now say those two.
Sit and seat.
Exactly.
It and eat. And wanted.
Then say
Is and ease.
Exactly. So wanted. Yeah, and so we want to make sure the D is a little stronger too. Wanted.
Today I wanted to share.
Oh yeah, that was good. Next sound is this TH sound, and there's a few of these in here, okay? When you're saying it, you're kind of saying it a little bit like a D, like that I have, or that, the. What we need to do is actually kind of have your mouth relaxed a little bit, and your tongue is going to stick out in front of your teeth, like the, and then you're going to make a vibration sound. The.
Okay.
Yeah, so a little more buzzing, okay? A little more vibration. That.
Today I wanted to share something that I've been experiencing.
Today I wanted to share something that.
Today I wanted to share something that.
Yeah, very good. Next letter is this guy. So the A's in English can be pronounced a lot of different ways, so it can be confusing, right? In this case, the sound we want to make is not so much like a Spanish A, like an ah, but more of a ah. And so for that one, your jaw is really low, your tongue is down and wide. Ah.
But then I should contract.
So you can contract it, absolutely. You can say that that's perfectly fine. But if you're going to say the whole word, then it's an sound that I have been experiencing.
I have been experiencing. That I have been experiencing.
Right. So this V here, to make a V sound a little more like an English V, you want to have like your lip at the bottom of your teeth. You're going to show your teeth, and then you're going to buzz it a little bit. That I have.
Yeah.
So then that I have been experiencing.
That I have been experiencing.
Yeah, so what you just said there was the old way. You're kind of saying half, like an F. We need V. I have been experiencing.
That I have been, that I have been experiencing.
Very close. You're doing the right thing. We just need a little more buzz. V. I have been experiencing.
That I have been experiencing.
That was a lot closer. Good job. Try it a couple more times.
That I have been experiencing.
Yeah, that I have been experiencing.
That I have been experiencing.
Very good. That was great. Of course, we're exaggerating a little bit the V on purpose, right? But that was the right idea, that I have been experiencing. Now, going back to that A sound that we saw in have, what I want you to try to do is figure out all the other words, it's a maze, right, that use that same sound that we had in have. So like the first choice you're going to have to figure out is which direction we're going to go between the ARM word and the BACK word.
Have, back.
Yeah. So what do you think's the next one?
Head.
Very good.
No. Alarm. Arm. No, really.
No, alarm. So that's alarm. So that's a different sound, right?
Family.
Yeah, family, family.
Family.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next.
Crab.
Crab. Mm-hmm.
After. No. Sorry. Harm.
Harm. Har. That's the same as a.
Then father.
Fa.
Father.
A.
Then directly after.
Yeah, it's after, right? So
After.
after. Fa.
After.
Father, right, is a different sound. That's a. And then harm. Har. That's
Harm.
different, right? So
Harm.
crab. After.
Crab. And cat.
Of course. Good job. There's another word in your original sentence that uses that same sound. Give it a try.
Today I wanted to share something that I've been experiencing the past few years.
Yeah, the past few years.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is another interesting one where at the end of years, even though it's written with an S, right, we need to actually pronounce it like a Z. Past few years. Years.
The past few years.
Yeah.
Years.
Past few
Past.
years.
Past few years.
Years. Very good. Past few years. And so this is one where there actually is a pretty simple rule. So that S at the end of a word is going to be a Z if the sound before it is what we call voiced, meaning that you use your vocal cords, it actually vibrates. So year, right? That vibrates. So years. Right.
Years.
So if we look at some of the differences here, so an unvoiced sound comes all from your mouth, like the P and chip. You hear how it's all just up here? Try saying chip.
Mm-hmm. Chip.
Right. So it's all just air in your mouth. Chip. And so if it's unvoiced, that's when we say an S like an S. Try to say chip, but plural.
Chips.
Chips. Exactly. Chips with an S. But when we have that voiced sound like the D in yard.
Yard.
Yeah, you hear that. You can even feel it if you put your hand on your throat. Yard.
Mm-hmm.
So then if we put an S, it actually is going to be like a Z. How would you say that?
Yards.
Exactly. Okay, try this word.
Mm-hmm. Hint.
And this one.
Hints.
Very good, with an S. Hints. All right,
Hints.
this one.
Scar.
Yeah.
Scars.
Perfect. Scars. Mm-hmm. Very good. On to sentence number 2. Let's try saying that out loud, and then we'll look at some sounds again.
Perfectionism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Perfect.
It's the habit of setting standards that are so high that they cannot be met.
So let's look at that TH again. It's the same one as before. I just want to really focus on it. So perfectionism is the.
Perfectionism is the habit of setting.
Yeah, so remember, stick your tongue through your teeth just a little bit, like that. And then you want to keep the rest of your mouth relaxed.
The. Perfectionism is the habit of setting standards.
The habit. The
habit.
That was pretty good.
The habit.
Very good. Okay. Does that sound look familiar?
Habit.
Habit. Yep.
Habit.
Habit.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one?
Of.
All right, so
Of.
that's the old way, right? So we want of.
Yes. I actually learned this from off when it's like the opposite of on, like off, then I should pronounce the F, but if it's like off, it's of, like
Yeah,
that.
like a V.
Mm. Mhm.
Of.
Of setting standards.
Yeah, that last one, that was great. That was really good. Try it again. The
Oh,
the
the
habit.
habit of 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 setting standards. I don't. It's tricky when I'm used to doing something that is not good, like getting unused, but it's possible.
Sure.
It's
Just
the
do
habit,
these three words. The habit of. Just those three.
the habit of,
I'll say one word and then you repeat it. So just one at a time. The
the
habit
habit
of.
of,
The habit of.
the habit of.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That's a tricky sound. It's a tricky sound. But it's a good one. One of the reasons why pronunciation is so important, and obviously it makes you sound more natural, but it will also help your listening, and it will help other people understand you better too, because listening is just really trying to match sounds that you hear with an idea in your brain. And if that idea in your brain doesn't match the sound, then that's when you get confused and you don't understand what someone's saying or they don't understand you. So if you always think that, the word of is pronounced like uff, then when an English speaker says it really fast, you might not recognize it, right? Even though you know this word, it's an easy word, but if the sound that you think it sounds like doesn't match what it actually sounds like, that's when you can start having problems when it comes to listening. Okay?
Okay,
Remember that one?
standards.
Yeah, Stan. And then, so that part's easy. The second one is pronounced differently, and it's a more confusing sound. That second sound is not the ah of standards. It's this very subtle, very relaxed. It's like an in butter, but it's even faster and smaller than that. It's just or or standards, standard,
Standards.
dirts, dirts.
Standards.
Oh,
Standards.
that was good. Then we've got three more of our favorites.
That are so high that they cannot be met. That, that, that are so high that they cannot be met.
Yep, good. Remember that one?
Cannot.
Yeah,
Cannot.
can.
Cannot. Okay.
All right. We're going to go through the whole thing now, one line at a time from the beginning. Go very slow. Take your time. And if you have a question or forgot what some of the sounds are, let me know, okay?
Okay. Today I wanted to share something that
Yep. Today I wanted wanted.
today I wanted
Yeah,
that.
so you're very close. You've got the but that last D, you're kind of making a little more like wanted, like a T again. It's wanted.
Wanted.
Ooh,
Wanted.
ooh, that was awesome. That was the best one yet. Very
But
good.
I would look a bit strange if I pronounce I wanted. Sorry.
Well, you got to start somewhere, right?
Mhm.
Perfect. Next.
I have been experiencing the past few years.
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 I Mhm.
I have been experiencing the past few years.
Yep. So just remember then that first part with the V, we want that to have that vibration too. I have
I
been
have been experiencing the past few years.
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 One more time.
I have been experiencing the past few years.
Tricky stuff, huh? It's like a tongue twister. Trabalengos.
Perfectionism is the habit of setting standards.
Yep. Perfectionism is the habit of setting standards.
Perfectionism is the habit of setting standards.
A little more of the V and of setting standards.
Perfectionism is the habit of setting standards.
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 Yeah, not standards. Standards.
Standards.
Yes.
Standards.
Perfect. Standards.
Perfectionism is the habit of setting standards.
What do you think you did wrong there?
Standards.
Very good. You got the right word. We just wanted that last A. We don't want to say standard, like
Standards.
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 Very good.
Standards. Like that?
Yes. Standards.
Standards. Standards.
Yes. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Last one.
That are so high that they can that are so high that they cannot be met.
Yep. Cannot be met. One more time.
That are so high that they cannot be met.
Perfect. Great job. You made it. How do you feel after that one?
No, good. It feels strange, but I know it's the right way to say it, and that feels good.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's the lesson for today. What do you think? How was it?
No, I really like that. For me, at first I was really nervous, and I rarely speak with someone, and with a native speaker I get even more nervous. But I think it's normal.
Yeah, no, and you also bring up a good point, which is confidence, right, and feeling nervous. And so, at least in my opinion, so much about learning a language, learning English, learning any language, is building your confidence. And the only way to build your confidence is to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. The first time you do it, it's going to feel super weird and you're going to feel nervous and it's not going to be great. But now that you did it once, the second time is easier. And the third time's even easier. And the fourth time is easier, right? So the fact that we spent an hour today speaking 100% in English, having a conversation, doing exercises was great. Hopefully it'll make you feel a little more confident too the next time you have to do something similar or you see a native speaker on the street, right?
Yes, I'm sure it will. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, again, I appreciate your time today. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you. I also had a great time. Thank you, and see you later.
If you like these deliberate practice techniques, then you'll love the Deliberate English online course. The course is designed to help you get out of English intermediate purgatory by actively speaking, writing, and listening to English. As part of the course, you'll receive corrections from native English speakers on everything you do and be surrounded by a community of motivated students. To learn more and join the waitlist, go to deliberateenglish.com. As a gift, you'll also get a free 15-minute workout guide. It's full of short but challenging exercises to help you improve your English faster. See you there.